Hannah Oyebanjo with a virtual clap. Thank you very much, Ma. You're welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. All right, so good day, everyone, wherever you are, all over the world. Yes, it's my pleasure being with us. Yes, 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 Akudo, I hear you, I feel you. Let me feel others. And while that is ongoing, let me really do acknowledge and celebrate the chairperson, you know, my very dear own sister and friend, you know, a luminary at that, a passionate woman, a woman that wants everybody to just be successful, who goes all the way, you know, lover of others, men, women, and everything. Celebrate you, sister. And I'm really grateful for the honor. So Dr. Mrs. Babington-Ashaye, one person, anybody who passes through the world should make contact with any which way. They got to meet with you, lovely woman. Thank you for who you are. And also my darling, the president, yes, yes, my darling sister and lovely, you know, coordinator. I mean, yes, the president, you know, Lady Lola, fantastic lady. I mean, since you took on this role, I kept asking my sister, okay, what change has happened? Okay, what are you people doing? And I know it has to do with the leadership. So you're doing a terrific job. We're really proud of you. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Give it all up to you as well. And for today's host, you're looking sweet, by the way. Thank you for everybody. And let me put all my time in so that I will ensure we don't exceed the time. To everyone in the room, wherever you are, all over the world, thank you. We are really going to have a good time together. Yes. And I think Lady Lola started by asking to say, what do we understand or what do we know? What can we share about personal branding? And a few of us started to say a few things about personal branding, what it is, self-marketing, all of that. Fantastic conversations. That's good. You're right. Let me ask again by show of hand, and we can also unmute ourselves to speak since it's interactive. Right. So let's know how many of us are deliberate about personal brand. As we speak today, you can say, you know what, I'm doing something about my personal brand. I understand I'm doing something about it. Show of hand, let's go. Let's go, let's go. You don't have to think twice about this one. You either yes or no, or thumbs up or thumbs down. Yes. Okay, let's see. Who is that? Yes, Yetunde says, yes, I'm doing something. Yes. You either have your hand up or it's not up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's not up, it means, okay, you really are not intentional about it so far. Okay, Akudo says yes. All right. Okay. Probably we have 3 or 4 people who are doing something about it, and that's fine. It's good. I mean, it's a place to start. All right. Now, speaking to personal branding, by the way, you know, I'm a branding person all my life, even though I studied chemistry. And I felt that we should remind ourselves again of what branding is about. What is branding? What is a brand? Because when we speak to personal branding, we're simply just, we're shifting the gear. All right, thank you, Michael. Right, okay. You know, that we are just shifting the table to say from brand, from different other elements, from products, from services, from communities, from countries, from whatever items, to the personality, to the individual. Okay, so that's the difference. In essence, the realities and peculiarities about branding is the same. Okay, so come in the room and tell me, what do you feel like now? And I really need to hear everybody now in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just tell me, what do you feel like now? What do you feel like now? Anything, you feel like anything. Let's go, let's go, let's go. One first to go, drop it in. Awesome, thank you, Vivian. Yes, next. Good evening, all. Nihilolawa. All right, nihilolawa. Got that. All right. Yes. What do you feel like now? Feeling? Drop it in there. Let's go. Can't believe it. It's taking time. Is it my internet? It's slow. Let me hear you. I'm not. Thank you. Great, Joshua. Yes, thank you. Right, next. Excited, Akujo. Thank you. Yes. What do you feel like now? Drop it in there. Let's go. Pumped. Thank you. Trust you. Is it not you, Lola? I'm pumped. Yeah, ready to roll. Yes. 2 more. Quickly. Yes, 2 more. Can I feel you? Where are you, ladies? Heavy ladies. Are you in there? I'll show your faces. So ready to learn. Thank you, Olatayo. Olaide, great. All right, good. I really want us to ensure we're here for the team. Excited. Thank you, Abiola. Michael, yes, yes, thank you. Yes, excited, ready to roll. Okay, so let's come into this and begin to talk about what a brand is. Somebody go in the room again. What's a brand? What's a brand? Okay, let me put it this way. When you hear the word brand, don't define it. When you hear the word brand, what comes to your mind? One word or anything, what comes to your mind? Brand, image. Thank you for me. Image comes to mind. Yes, yes, yes. Identity. Thank you, Abiola. Yes. Coca-Cola. Oh, my word. Okay. Yes. What comes to mind? An identity. Thank you. 2 more. Identity, image, brand, even a brand. Lola says Coca-Cola. When you hear brand, she just thinks of you. Okay, a person can be a brand. Some thoughts come around when you think of a brand. Thank you, you're all absolutely correct. So whenever we talk about a brand, it will be a name, a term, a design, or other features, a logo, an identity, whatever it is you use to identify the individual that differentiates that individual from the other, okay? Now, I've just spoken to what personal branding is somewhat, but if you talk about product, just while I'm discussing product, we can just extend it to person. So if it's a product, it's a name, a term, a design, a logo, a feature, something, an experience that then differentiates that product, one from another. That is a brand. Same thing as a human being. What that means is when I think about Vivian, some thought must come to my mind. When I think about Lola, something comes. When I think about Babington-Ashaye, something comes. When I think about Hannah Oyebanjo, when I think about whoever, whatever that name is, whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not, we are brands. Okay. Now, we may be poor brands. We may be good brands. We will be poorly branded brands. We will be good brands and bad brands. We may be brands people like, we brands people don't like, we brands that don't just that made impact or not, whatever. All right. So when you think of a brand generally, and not speaking to products or services, it must offer a service. A brand must have, must offer something. It must give something. And I remember Lola had said unique. She said personal brand is your unique selling point. It almost like, what is clear about, what is special about it. Yes, if we talk about product is generic. We're all females. We're all in from Babington-Ashaye program. We're all learning here, but we're also different because there are unique peculiarities about us. Okay, all right, and that begins to then put us into our own, into our units and box, as brands. Brands or any brand, whatever we call a brand, should have a value attached to it. It's offering something. It has to be available. It has to be visible. If it's a product or service, it has to be accessible. People must have access. People must be able to engage it, and there has to be some, usually there'll be perceptions around it. And if it's a strong brand, people will allocate a lot of time in terms of their mind space to it. For example, in this 1 minute, I asked a question, somebody already threw up Coca-Cola, which means Coca-Cola has taken a share of the mind that is really huge. Are you with me? And before you can say anything, that person drops it there. I'm sure the law has had Coca-Cola today. I'm so sure. Chilled Coca-Cola. Anyway, they're not promoting the brand, but is what it is. Okay. It must be able to connect. If you're speaking to a brand has to be able to connect with consumers or shoppers. So there is something about it that links people to it, that attracts people to it, that makes people want to be. So as a human being, just begin to relate everything I'm saying about product to you, which means as a personal brand, there must be something about you that attracts people to you. They just want to be with you. They want to be where you are. They want to do what you say. They want you to mentor them. They want to draw from. They want to, because you add value. It doesn't matter how little it is. There's something about it. Doesn't matter in what area. It doesn't only have to be intellectual. It could be. It may be intellectual. It might not be intellectual. It might even just be, fashion. It might be some lifestyle. It might be anything. But whatever you have and you are endowed with, that makes others want to come to listen to you and feel you in that respect, then it qualifies you as a brand. Or in that area. Okay. When you think of everybody, people as personality, and I'm not talking to your personality makeup now. No, but I'm speaking to generally, you know, and it's also linked to your personality makeup anyway, because you are who you are. If you ask yourself, and this is where you also want to dirty your hands, I know you have your pen. Let me say this, let's do something practical. You know, I can be very spontaneous, and I'm getting spontaneous now. So, so do we all know ourselves? Lady Vivian, do we all know ourselves in the room?
Yes, we do, but we do also have guests. Yes.
We also have guests. Okay. Do we have, okay, so let me do this. For whoever you know in this group, can you please come in the room and say, if you say Lola, put the strongest, one or two strongest attributes you know about Lola, throw it in the room. You get, throw it in the chat room. Vivian, just put the name of the person, Vivian, and just say whatever it is, attributes you know about them. Please, let's try and broaden this as much as possible. Yes, try and talk to, you know, just, yeah, let's be practical. Okay, yes. And I expect that everybody should be able to have something to say here. Right. Are we? Can we have that? Yes, let me see how that goes. Okay, Vivian. Okay, Vivian says Lola is energetic. Yes. Whoever you know in the room, say something about that individual, what you know, one or two features about that individual. I've only received from one person. Okay, Akudo, Vivian is a supportive individual. Okay, Dr. Ashaye, authentic. Okay, be a caring. Thank you. Now, speak to yourselves. Speak about yourselves much more. Like, thank you. I like this one. Like, quiet, serene, peaceful. Thank you. Thank you. Give me more. Yes, somebody, doctor. Yes, we know. Vivian, positive person. Lola, detailed and organized. Doctor, okay, no, I'm even going to stop you from speaking about Dr. Ashaye. We know her. Akudo, friendly, yes. Somebody tell me about Yetunde. Tell me about Abisola. Tell me about, yes. Akudo, friendly, yes. Okay, she's a great coach. Who is that? I'm sure you're speaking about Coach Lola. Okay. Now leave Coach Lola. She's our president. Okay, but yeah, us in house. Well, thank you. Yes, that's Coach Lola. Yes, admirable. Awesome. Yes. Now, somebody tell me about Olaide. Tell me about Abisola. Tell me about, yes, what other names do we have in the room? And if you are a guest in the room, can you please say a few things about yourself? Thank you. Yes, take the room and speak about yourself. What are those 3 things about you? Cooperative. Thank you. Yetunde, cooperative. Thank you. 2, 3 things about you. Okay, so now do self-evaluation. Yetunde is dependable. Now, everybody, we reverse the order. Myself, I'm spontaneous, okay? Okay, so go now, tell us about you. So Akudo will say about me, 3 things about me. Bam, 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 let's go. Passionate, thank you. Okay, so that phase is gone now. Second phase, okay, Emmanuel, warm and hardworking, thank you. All right, thank you. I'm sure you guys, now you're fit. For everyone whose name is mentioned, you're already hearing some things. I'm sure some of it you know. Some you might be like, oh, I didn't even know about that, but some you know. Okay, Joshua, go getter. Okay, I'm sure you want to say right, go getter there. All right. So now give me, thank you, Michael Karen. Hardworking. Olaide says, I'm pleasant and hardworking. That I know about me. Yes, self-knowledge. Go ahead. Trump it in. Yes. Abisola says, I'm strict, loving, strict. No nonsense, but I'm loving. I do. Oh, Akudo says, achievement or more. You got to achieve. Yes. Result-oriented. Oh, Vivian says, oh, my goodness, result-oriented and supportive. That's who I am. Thank you. Yes. Other people in the room, even if you're a guest, please come in and say some things about you. Let's go. Let's do that. In the next few more minutes. Responsible encourager. Oh, Olibumi, thank you. Olibumi says, I'm responsible. I take responsibility. I'm an encourager. Thank you. Yes. 2 more people, and then we go. 2 more. Speak about yourself. Nobody's going to tell you about you. As much as first you need to know who you are. I know a few things about you. Okay. 2 more individuals. I'm determined. Determination. Yes. 1 more, and then we keep going. 1 more. Last but not the least, rolling. Why are you thinking about it? Come on, just drop it in there, baby. Are you there? One more. Who is this person? Who is a winner? This last person is going to get a gift. Gift of what? It's coming. I'm not going to leave until I have this one person. Who is that individual who is getting my gift today? Oh, and now everybody is trying to type, I'm sure. At least 2-3 people are trying to. Where are you? Yetunde, you got it. That's my gift. Kisses to you. Yetunde, I'm lovely, strong, and passionate. Thank you very much. So you see that each of us, we know ourselves to the extent that we know a few things about us, the things we do, who we are, what people have said about us all this while. So, you can't do personal branding if you don't understand your persona, yourself. Your strongest attributes, what you're most passionate about. Even after you've listed the 3, 4, 5, you begin to say, what are you most passionate about? What motivates you? What are your personal values? What do you stand by the things you're saying? No, this one, I can't shift ground on this. This is what I live my life with, the code that, that guides what I do, how I do what I do. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Why is that important to you, where you want to be? How would you like to see the world? And what lessons do you wear? What contributions would you like to make? What contributions have you made so far? And what would you like to make? Thank you, Nihi Lolawa. You are also a solution giver. Yes, like me, providing solution. Any which way there has to be a way. All right. So all of this you need to know. But can I surprise you? Sometimes you don't realize some things about you until somebody prods you and helps you. Recently I was in a coaching program and I was discussing with someone and I did an assessment and I just pulled it and I did this assessment. And in this assessment, it pulled out, it then showed that I was a caregiver. And now talking about the use of the term caregiver. I'm like, ooh, an experience just flipped, ran through my heart. And I remember how as a young girl, as a very young girl, at age 5, 6, my parents were not wealthy, so we were living in a police hired quarters outside of town, and we had neighbors, and one of the neighbors had hens, chickens, I must have been less than 8, I know I would wake up before going to school, before even taking my bath, every morning and every night, my job, self-giving task. Me, Hannah Otumove, I'm the one that we go and get in the morning. I'll go to where the hens are and I'll open them up. I'll go get their corn, their meal. I'll give to them. I'll give water. Nobody begged me. It's me that is doing this thing as a child. I'll do that. And in the night, I will call them. I have a way of calling them. They will all run, gather, and I'll put them back into the cage, and lock them up. I was doing that every day. It was nobody begged me. And the lady really liked it. They said, thank you, Omolei. Oh, you've done that. Thank you, thank you. They just knew. And one of the days, one of the hens, hatched, and then she gave me a chick and said this. Guess what? That chick, you can imagine the kind of passion with which I nurtured that chick. That chick began to give so much, began to, have more, produce so much that my family, hello, ladies, my family of seven members in the family, 7 or 8 or 9, say, at some point began to feed on that. Sometimes we have to kill some of them as meal in the house to eat. Sometimes my mom will say, look, Hannah Jo, we have to sell 1 or 2 because we need money to cook soup. So let me take one of the hens. And sometimes I'll be crying, don't kill my chick, don't kill my hen, blah, blah, blah. But the point is this. When that assessment threw me up like you are a cake, I'm like, that's terminology I would not have thought of using for myself. But I think that looking back to my life and all I do, I really need to nurture. I like to nurture. People will say, Hannah, you don't give up on anybody. Yes, I don't write anybody. If you're not good here, you'll be good somewhere. So there's something good about anybody, but yeah, I'm just talking about who we are. So what makes a brand successful? I'm going to rush you much more now. Am I racing too fast? Let me know so that I want you to get it. Good, thank you. Thank you. All right. So what makes a brand successful? It has to be, now speaking to brands generally, including you. So start interpreting it to yourself. Healthy, highly penetrated category. What do we mean? Let me begin to break it down now to you. In the area of your brand customization, as in what you want to do, let's assume you say, I want to put myself up as a coach because I like to coach people, or I'm a teacher, or in this case, I'm a producer, or in whatever that area is, you will recall that there are other people playing in those segments and those areas where you want to, put yourself up, pull yourself up, or grow yourself. So it's in you, but you want to grow yourself, and you also want people to know who you are, or you want them to know, that aspect of your life. Let me break it down. Many times, those who are close to you know you, okay? Now, but when you begin to do branding properly, personal branding, those who didn't know you, who never heard about you, they begin to know you. That's where the market is. That's where the joy is. That's where the influence is. That's where the number is. Do you get that? Right? Because those who know me are limited. But when I want to reach out to the world, it means I must do things that will make the world begin to reach out to me and begin to identify me and look out for me. Do you get? So it has to be healthy, whatever you're doing. And you must play in an area that is healthy, okay? And in an area that has, even though we're talking about brand here, penetration means the number of people that embrace that ideology, that embrace that functionality, that embrace that product or that solution you're providing, okay? All right. You must have a unique value proposition, let me say. What's unique about you? 3 people are extroverts, but there are 3 of them are not the same. 3 people are seamstress, but they are not all the same. There's something that has to be special about you, something different about you. Maybe you are a southpaw, you use your left hand, and because of that, you are able to do a few more things than others. Whatever, there's something that just differentiates you. You must be able to identify that. All right, target audience is critical. As a brand, you must have a target audience, even as a personal brand as well. Who do you want to reach out to? You can't reach the whole world. You are not Jesus. So who are those? All right, okay. And of course, you must have strong and relevant information in that direction. When we're talking about brand, we're saying it has to be profitable. But as human being, human brand, you want to be beneficial. You want to add value to people. You must have the right awareness, and you must be available. We must be able to contact you. We must know how to contact you. We must know how to reach you. That's very important. If you forget anything, don't forget that. For everything you do, if people want to reach you, these days, they'll most likely come online. Will they see you online? Will they meet you online? If you are there, how are you there? What is your presence there like? Okay? Will they meet you and say, is this the big player I wanted to meet? No. Or they look at it and they're like, do. And this is where the image you also present becomes important. Okay? It's not all about image, but some of it is about image. Okay? Right. Innovative, consistent, we're speaking to brands, same thing as human beings, innovative, consistent, and again, if you want to take your brand up as a personal brand and you want to make money from your personal brand or do things that relate to you as a person, you must understand who you are playing with, who are the competitors in that area. For example, Coach Lola, who are the other people who are coaches around in her area of coaching? What do they do? What are they doing? She should be able to, I must be able to benchmark, right? And you must strive to grow that segment and strive to ensure that many more people come into engage you. Okay, so brands, good brands are different, authentic, attractive, dependable, clear, loved, worthy, accountable. And some of the words you used to, remember when I said you should say something about your colleague or somebody, there were many other words you put there. People are friendly, they are loving, they are consistent, they are dependable, they are all of those words, they are energetic, all of those words are, yes, characteristics of good brand, okay? So what makes you unique? What results have you delivered? What results can you deliver? All right? What makes people interested in you? And we all have this, all of us have this. What's your stay power? What makes you stay on the path? What's that key about your life that once we touch it, it opens every door? And everybody has something in that respect, okay? What types of activities can make you lose track of time? As in you're doing it and you can't even remember you are doing it. For example, when I'm singing, if you give me good band and good music in a relaxed environment, oh my God, when my husband follows me to parties and I'm dancing, he will come and pinch me and say, oh, let's go. Because once I'm on that dance floor, I'm singing, I've forgotten about 3, 4, 5 hours we're there rocking. There's something about you. And you may just be able to take that further, all right? What do you want to help others with? In what area? You know, what gives you concern about other people? What do you see that others don't see? For example, 10 of us are in a room and two people amongst the 10 are seeing the person whose hair is not well made. They are seeing the dressing, the color is not matching. Only these 2 people are saying that, look, Hannah, this your dress is nice, but they should have, maybe if they put the shoulder up a bit, it just says something about you. And if you deepen that area, it will help your personal brand because it's your definition, it's who you are. You don't need to even study so much about it, okay? You learn more, yes, but it's your natural, okay? You are like fish in water. And or like I said, who do you want to serve? Okay, so if I look at that, and I want you to mention to me, what brands are this? Okay, let's see. Ooh, how will I do this now? What's the fastest way to do this? Do you have permission to unmute yourselves? Lady Vivian, do we have permission to unmute ourselves?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I put my cursor on the very first symbol here. What is this? Anybody? Just speak to it.
Volkswagen.
Thank you. What's that one?
Blackberry.
Blackberry, thank you. What's this one?
Toyota.
No.
Nokia.
Thank you, Nokia. Hand touching hand. Okay, then I move up. Number 3 on the right-hand side.
Toyota.
Thank you. And I move down under Toyota.
Mercedes-Benz.
Thank you. And I come to the very extreme on my second line. Yes, Ralph. Yes.
Ralph Lauren.
Okay, thank you. Then I come down. Everybody
Apple.
Apple.
And here.
Windows.
Microsoft.
Thank you, Intel. And then
McDonald's.
Thank you. You look at it, only logo. Everybody, at least 80% of us know. Even when you don't know, when somebody said, you say, yes, it's true, it's true, it's true. Why? It's just symbol. And that's why, you know, I cut my hair. My hair is, I've been on low-cut for over close to 3 decades. And sometimes I'm like, let me even braid the hair. One day I carried wig, I just put it on, it's on Instagram. I didn't go out with this, I'm like, let me just look at myself, I'm going to look, on 1 or 2 occasions I've had to fix my hair and I go out. A few people come back and say, that's not you, please, that's not you. You will know is that, and I'm laughing. Are you with me? So there's something you've done so consistently over time that people see that's your identity. And to build your brand is your job. Please come in the room and say, it's my job to build my brand. Everybody, it's my job to build my brand. It is my job to build my brand. It is my job to build my brand. I have the responsibility of building my brand. No one is going to do it for me. It's my job to build my brand. Yes, I'm waiting. Type in there. It's my job to build my brand. It's my job to build my brand. It's my job to build my brand. It's my job. Thank you. Olatayo, thank you. It's my job to build my brand. It's my job to build. It's my job to build my brand. It's my Vivian. Thank you. Thank you. There is no organization that will build your brand. It's your job to build your. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's my job to build your brand. So it's your job to build your brand. Excuse me. Who you are, what you do, why you do what you do. And now, speaking to personal branding, it's intention. You got to be intentional. It's intentional, an intentional plan to say, you know what, this is who I am, all right? But I want the world to know, okay? I want the world to know. I want to be visible. I want people, because I want to be available to people so I can benefit them. Even if we are going to have them pay for it, they can pay. And sometimes they should pay for what you're giving them, yes. But you know what, you're giving them the privilege, the honor of them experiencing the greatness in you that you present to them. So it's intentional, and you must be ready to move from obscurity to say, I want to come into the limelight, all right? It describes where you stand today and what level of visibility you need to achieve to get to the future. So just like you're doing your objective setting, you know, how you set your goal, and I know you've done that, you know, it's the same way you set it for you as a person. Okay, my personal brand. What is my brand like now? What are the measures, the metrics for measuring my brand assets? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what do I want to see in the next 6 months? I want to take it from here, there. What do I need to do to take it there? Who are the people I want to, how do I take it there? Same thing you do for your brand plan, your marketing plan, your business plan, your strategic plan, your SME plan, same thing you do, okay, for your brand. So, and then and at the point of asking what you need to do, this is where you begin to say, okay, what can I present to people? What do I have? What can I do that's not going to stress me? For example, recently, maybe like 6 weeks ago or so, I started Instagram Live, and I'm like 30 minutes every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30. To be honest, can I shock you? Sometimes it's only the night before I'm thinking of what to do. In fact, there are some instances where it's that morning of the Thursday. I'm like, I'm just going to gist in this area. It's bread and butter for me. I can do it every day. Would you please be kind to mute yourself? All right, and then we mute you all. Okay, and I've just muted you. All right, you get so. Oh, you must know where you are, like fluid. It's easy for you. It's easy for you. You don't struggle. You don't stress about it. Yes, those kind of content is not going to stress you, okay? And then you begin to position yourself. The more you speak to those things, the better, okay? Now, I won't get into the details. I'm looking at my time, but it's very clear that data has proven that people that have strong brand assets and reputation, their companies and businesses do better. What that means is Redwood Consulting is my business. Babington-Ashaye is a brand and has risk analysts. There is an intertwined relationship between Babington-Ashaye as a person and risk analysts, and they're related. If anything goes wrong with Babington-Ashaye as a person, it's going to impact the business. That's it. So no business stands alone by itself. It's managed by people. So attention to your reputation, which are like the assets, which are like who you are, the values you hold, how we perceive you, what we know about you, what people say about you, what people think about you, what people feel about you, what interest you evoke when they think about you. There are some names when you hear, you just know that, oh, you're just excited. There are some names also when I mention them, especially if I come in politics and begin to mention some names and then the personal branding, when I mention them, you're going to say, ah, that's one, hey, that's one. We have perceptions around them. And all. So there's congruence, relationship between the reputation of an individual and even the businesses we run, okay? So the benefits of personal branding, when you do it well, is people will trust you more, okay? Especially if you are consistent, you are authentic to that nature. You have a much higher perceived value. Your value enhances. What that means is you can charge more premium. If, for example, you are selling anything, you are differentiated from others. We know you for who you stand for. Exactly. Authentic. This is who you are. You become the go-to person when it comes to that area of expertise. We know that when it comes to this, no. We just call this woman. We just call this lady. We know because you are an expert there. And once that happens, you begin to attract other opportunities, okay, to you. There are different levels of if you're a professional, there are different levels as you want to build personality or your visibility in personal branding, okay? You can be a resident expert. That is somebody who is just in level, somebody who is just within his own caucus, your area. That's where they know you, okay? You can be a local hero. You're already beginning to do things like showing you up in your firm or in your area. You can be a rising star. That means you are now getting beyond your local assembly or local place. Other people within the industry are beginning to know you. They're beginning to say, when you have to compare, why not call Lola? She does it well. When you want to hold people, when you want to coach, why not call this person? So you're spreading, and then you can become an industry rock star. When you're a rock star, it means that at that point, they are not just inviting you. When they invite 3 people, they put you at the high level. You are the front door. You are the front desk. You are premium. You charge premium, all right? And then you can become a global superstar. At this instance, you are playing on the global scale, no longer local. Now, what are the key notes about this personal branding? Things that will help you, the details of your personal branding. First, decide what is your objective. And I'm sure somebody is saying, but Hannah, how do I cope if I'm an introvert? I don't like to talk. I don't like visibility because there are personalities that don't like to show. If you've done the DISC, I enjoy the DISC personality assessment a lot, so if you do that, you'll realize that people who are S, these are people who are like, they are like stabilizers. They don't like to be seen. They don't want to be heard. All this one that some of us are talking about, they would rather just be at the back end. They like to operate behind the scene. But yes, you can still be and build a personality for yourself in that space. All right. So what's your objective? What's your mission? How far do you want to go? So few things you need to do. Number one, you need to focus. Ask yourself, what is the niche I want to drive? What is the niche I want to drive? I can tell you this for free. Some of us are very endowed. We can spread a lot into different areas. We have a challenge because we want to touch so many areas that many times you find us lost because we're touching it small. All right. But even when we are that endowed, we need to learn how to niche at a point in time, focus on something at a point in time, deliver it, move to another, deliver it, move to another, because it's an endowment from God, right? So, and be granular as much as possible. Don't be a Google niche at the same time to everybody at the same time. So focus, all right? And if you're on social media platforms, you can focus your elements across the different channels. You can tell yourself on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is this, I'm going to tilt this area on LinkedIn. Oh, because I can do many other things. On this other platform, I'm going to focus, I'm going to put myself out in this area. I've had to do that, especially because my base and capacity by God's grace is large. So I'm doing praying parents, I'm doing foundation, I'm doing Moriah, I'm worshiping, I'm speaking to these youth, I'm doing career, I'm doing that. So question, yes, it's good to say we are a 360-degree expert person, but the reality is sometimes if people have not encountered you, they don't know where to frame you. So the challenge is there, and then you must find a way now to say, okay, let me kill my darling. What are some of the darlings I have to kill now? At least for now, step it down, or don't give visibility to them, or create a channel that is very different, because your audiences might be very different. Like in my instance, my career audiences are very different from my church audience, but some of the church audience are career people and they feed in here. You must be able to do all of that, but focus is very important. Authenticity, the real you never lose on that one. You must learn to tell a story. You have your story. Every story can be told greatly, even your failure stories. My failure stories even generate more empathy and more interest. When I begin to tell the story of how I used to eat gari, I used to eat beans, because after eating beans in school, I would drink water, and as I'm cooking the beans is my study partner, or was my study partner. I didn't have money to buy Nescafe now. I couldn't afford it. The only thing is beans now, beans and dry pepper and oil. And as the beans is cooking, I'm reading, because the beans must not burn. It's your last supper. So you sit up, put your leg up, or put in water, the beans is cooking. And by the time I eat beans, and I'm directing, I'm going to parties and doing everything, I don't care. I mean, I'll just be drinking water. Do you understand? So, stories, yes, we got stories. So tell your stories, and it helps to build trust, because people can identify with the stories to tell that, it's true, me too. So it's not just tale, it's what they can identify. Be consistent. This is another thing. Many people want to start building their personality, but they are not consistent. You have to learn to be consistent. So if you are within a community, if you want to even start to post, don't stress yourself. If you are not so much of a generator, what I mean generator, some people are ideas war, like some of us. Oh, we can generate 1 million ideas in 10 hours. In 2 hours, I can give you 10 ideas of what to do. We are not all the same. It may just be one thing you want to do in a month. Just do it. You can say every first week of the month, I'm just going to post something about what is that about that is coming from your within. And it must be what would be meaningful to some person. Hello. It's not what you just want to throw up there. It must be what will be useful. Whatever you post that will make somebody somewhere say, oh, I'm glad I got this. I'm glad I read this. That is what you should post. On serious platforms. Otherwise, it's general, as in the party things, throw them everywhere. That one, we just want to laugh and happy. That's fine. Do you understand? If you're still with me, come in and say, or unmute yourself and say, oh. Yeah. Let me feel you.
Let me feel you now.
Yeah.
Cool. My ladies, there you go. All right, cool. Thank you. Right. So you might also want to the way you appear as you build your social brand or your personal brand. Social is very important. Your appearance is very important. Very important. Pay attention to it, okay? You don't need to be extra, but be decent there. Very important. Therefore, where you need to use a creator, content creators, use them because sometimes they enhance your visual, your appearance, okay? Yes, use them. People like fine things, and Africans, we know we like what is fine. That's why fashion industry will continue to look good. That's why people who do a lot of extreme fashion things will have a lot of followers and all because we are just fashionable. We just love it's who we are to a good level, honestly. Even those who are not fashionable, who can do it, they like to see it. Do you see? All right. So in whatever you do, ensure that how you appear is decent. And if you then have to engage somebody who helps you just once a month only, it's okay. Put it up is okay. Even if you say once a quarter, is okay. Start it and then over time, but consistency is important. That's why you need to, to be consistent, we want to say, create a content calendar. And this is why you need people to help you. Because if you're, for example, you're working or you run a business, you're busy doing what you're doing, to be honest, depending on what your personal brand is, what you want to put up, it might be difficult to do everything together. But if what you want to discuss has to do with your products or what you do, it might be easier, okay? Have a calendar, and then structure it like you're really running a program or a process. Okay, that works. Okay. Warning, be thick-skinned as you come online. Be thick-skinned because sometimes people will come and jolt you. They will say some very negative things about you. You'll be shocked. Yes, sometimes you'll meet people who speak against you. And if you're not careful, it might impact you. So get your thick skin ready to say whatever it is, you just be authentic, okay? And also, you must learn to execute your plan. Once you write it, I will do it, go ahead and do it. If possible, have an accountability partner. And I'm sure we'll have that in a mentoring class so that somebody is, you're saying, I'm going to post this in the next 1 week so you can follow through, okay? Consistency is important because it helps your commitment. Because there are people who, for example, there are people who follow you and you sometimes don't even know as many of them that follow you. The Instagram live, I said I started like 6 weeks ago. Today, for example, I was in a party, we have a party, yes. And I was going to do it, and internet messed me up. Messed me up. Believe you me. Whereas I was still thinking, okay, I'll go about it later. I got 1 or 2 or 3 people come to say we were waiting. Oh, I tried it. I'm like, oh my God, at least 5 people, one way or the other, to say we went, we could do it. So I quickly put up a post. Because one of them said, Mama, please put up a post and say you apologize because some of us went here. I'm like, oh my God, all right, I do. So consistency is important because there are people who like what you're doing and they just want to follow. So don't disappoint them because that's not who you are. Okay. We're beginning to, yes, I have like less than 10 minutes to go. Why do people, what did I put to mind? Okay, why people author personal branding? Yes, it will promote your person in the industry. Once your personality is strong and you are building that personality, it's a growth lever for you. It elevates you. Okay, so and sometimes it can even bring you to the position of prominence nationally, internationally, globally, right? It positions you for some opportunities when you do that. But if you are not looking for that, also manage how you put yourself out there, okay? And sometimes, as you begin to build it up, if you begin to build towards revenue generation, it gets to a level as a coach or as whoever you are, you can generate a lot of revenue. People just call you sometimes just to pick your brain $500 for an hour, at some point, it can even get to $3,000. There are people for an hour is $3,000. Some are coaches, I'm sure Coach Lola knows this, So, it is good. And these days of internet, it's made it easy, but it's also complex because there are 1,000,001 people who are doing the same thing, okay? If you are working in an organization, as long as your values are right, when you put yourself up, there's a way it enhances it adds to the value of the organization you work for, like I said earlier. Oh, that person, where does he work? What does he do? Oh, she works for so and so. Okay, fine. Wow. It will begin to just rub in positively. If they see you as an expert, your business is perceived or seen as an organization that will provide professional service as well. So these things work, if we put ourselves up deliberately. Last but not the least, because I know I'm going to take questions and answers, but I'm still going to drop something, but I wrote something else. Oh my God, battery low. Just hang on for me. 1 minute. Okay. Yes, good. There I go. All right. So I just did this, okay? At the heart of your goal,
Hello.
Yeah, I think it's a battery issue. She'll be right back.
Yes, apologies for that.
She'll be right back. But I hope we've all gotten something of value so far. Whilst we're waiting for her, who wants to unmute themselves and tell us what they've gotten so far from them? Hello.
Hi, Coach Lola. So for me, it's been wonderful. Okay, she's back.
Oh, she's back.
Yes, thank you. I'm back. Apologies. Yes.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm about rounding up. Yes. So I was just saying, I think I was on the very last slide. Let me explain that slide and say one more point or so, and then we begin to take questions. Right, there I go. 1 second more. Let me put on slideshow. Okay, yes. So I was here to say at the heart of what you do, is the engagement and communication, is content, because content, communication is what we say, or what we depict, or what we demonstrate, or what people can observe. Yeah. So the content is important. The content you put up must drive the soul of the message, of the personality, or the core of what you want to tell people. So if I want to speak about life matters, I begin to talk about life. Oh, look at life. Oh, this person, they beat this woman. Oh, this woman beat her husband. Oh, this child does that. I'm speaking about life generally. I can speak about, our family. I can speak about, it is so dimensioned in different areas. You can find your niche. Whatever that niche is, you must have your goal, your objective. You must know who do you want to engage. How do you want to begin to raise people organically? Now, organic is different from inorganic. Inorganic is when you pay to get, maybe you get likes, you do promotion, you get people to like. Sometimes it's not even bots, that like what you do. But there is when it becomes organic. Organics means people themselves listen to you, or they experience you, or they eat that your chin-chin, or they read your book, or they do so, and they say, I want to follow you. That is very strong. That is very authentic. Because such people, we call other people because they are benefiting. That's actually how you really grow much more. All right. And then when they come within your community, how you engage them becomes important. Your methodology. You never lose with storytelling because people can identify with it. It's real life. If I tell my story, you can say, it's true. My own was like that too. Oh no, my own is different. My own is even worse. My own is better. Whichever way. You can grade it any which way, so you never lose on that. And then, can you use agencies to help you manage your brand? Absolutely so, yes. Because sometimes you're so busy running many other shows, many other things, and it's a lot of work. Let me, by the way, it's a lot of work. Helping people to manage their brand is a lot of work, but it pays. And it pays. People who, one way or the other, will have to help manage their brand, and you cannot just drop it to people and say, manage my brand for me, and you walk away. No way. Because they are not you. You must put your head and neck into it. Otherwise, they will not reflect who you are. There will be disparity. There will be incongruence between your faces in the story, but what they are writing. Those who know you will know that that's not you. Even you will know that I'm not feeling them. It's not me. Do you see? So it must be hand-in-hand work with your content creator, with your agency, or whoever is helping you to reflect who you are and put it in a way that you know that this is me, okay? As I round up, finally, I scribbled something as I came in here, and I just took my pen and paper. I'm like, okay, What will I leave you with if I have to leave you with something? Number one, what is very important about your personal brand? I would say, have a niche. Decide that area at the point in time. It can change. You can decide to speak about business today, and tomorrow move to family. It's okay. But I mean, when you do business, do it well. When you shift again, and let your people know you are shifting. If it's the same audience, carry them. If it's a different audience, no, you need to cut and cultivate another audience, because the audience you spoke to in business might not want to discuss family. That is why you have to be careful to say, who is my audience? But the audience has to be related to the message you're bringing, okay? Now, settle your content. Very important, very important. That's why you need to, if you have a calendar, you can even begin to say, I'm going to talk about eyelashes. Tomorrow I'll talk about earrings. Day after I'll talk about mouthwash. Day after, just spread it. You may not follow the calendar, but the calendar just gives you a guide. Be consistent, like I said. Even if it's once a quarter, do it, it's fine. When you post, every post you put up should receive in their hearts, anybody who watches or who listens should say, oh my God, I thank God, I learned something from it, or I picked something from it. Otherwise, it's not strong, don't waste their time. And finally, ensure that everything you do, value, offer value, be valuable, all right? And of course, I want to believe that our own value systems are correct, ab initio, but then offer value, all right. Thank you, ladies. I know we can take some questions now. I hope it's useful. If it's useful, come in and say,
Yeah.
Oh, feel that, okay.
Yes, I
Right.
love your energy. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ma. Today has been awesome. Powerful insights, wisdom. Wow. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure the audience, we are all wow. So for me, the learnings from this session, in summary, is just speaking to me that I should embrace personal branding to unlock the door of my brighter future to my career. So it is a wonderful session. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. God bless you. Another thing that resonates with me when you were talking about personal audits, and I was like, okay, really? So yeah, so I think it's something that I need to take back home and then sit down and really talk about personal audits. And why do people connect with you? That was, for me, that was like, why do people connect with you? Why do people want to speak to Vivian? Why should it be Vivian? Why is it not Madam Ye today? And so thank you so much. And the chat box is open for people. Audience, please, I would like to know if there are questions. We are moving into Q&A now, but just drop one or two things that you've gotten from today's session on the chat box. So I'm waiting. We are all waiting. Great, 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 great. You're welcome. Hello. Wow. Someone said, always be involved even when someone is managing your content. Wow, wow, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. So that the person, you'll be speaking with the same voice for the person, and the person is not misrepresenting you. Yeah, that's true. We are open more. Wonderful insight. Thank you, Ma. So we say we are grateful. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. From Dr. Ashaye, he said, it's my responsibility to build my brand. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you, Ma, for making us to do that exercise, to say it is my responsibility to build my brand. So thank you, Ma. Thank you. More comments are coming. For Fumi said, great insight. Thank you, Ma. For Olua Pemilomi. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly. Apologies for that. Ensure you offer value in everything you do. Thank you. Thank you. Ola Tayo say, be thick-skinned and be focused. Yes, because sometimes criticisms can come in. Yeah, that's true. So thank you very much. Abiola, very insightful presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Fumi again, he said, what are you known for? What are you known for? Wow, that is correct. Akudo said, do one thing at a time and do it well. Yeah, thank you, Akudo. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Abiola said, be intentional about your brand. Wow, 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 wow. Wahid said, even though I came in a bit late, but I trust Madam Hannah. She would have done justice to the topic. I hope to listen to the recorded version. Yes, you will. You will. That will be communicated. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Ma, you can see we are very, very grateful, and we are filled with joy, gladness. I just feel like giving you a virtual hug. Thank you so much. We love you. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you. Thank you very
much.
much.
So the mic is open now. We can get muted and to ask our questions. Unmute yourself and speak, or if you want to drop your question on the chat box, is also fine too. Hello. Question. Q&A section now. Please call me with, you should ask me Nana some questions. Come on with your questions. So my question is, for someone who has not been in the personal branding space for a long time, meaning as in putting content to the social media, and summer, you've recorded some successful events that has planned out in your life. How do you communicate that message? Should you just start from where you are now, or do you have to do like a reflection back to those previous accolades that you've gone, maybe in your personal life or your career, in a bit to tell your story? And like one thing you said, say be authentic in what you did and be original. So that's my question. How do we navigate that?
Okay.
Space?
Thank you very much, Lady Vivian. It's very, very good question. So wherever you are, there's an adage in the western part of Nigeria, I guess, that says, when you wake up, it's your morning. Yes. So whenever you wake up to something and you're ready for it is when you start. Okay. So, but the very first thing is to ask yourself, what's my objective? Do I just want to do this personal branding because everybody says, Hannah says, everybody says, do it, or no? Or my intention is, I'm currently, where am I? I'm in career. I'm a marketing manager. I'm a risk officer. Where do I want to go in the next 10 years? Oh, in the next 5 years, I want to be the head of department. I want to be, okay, for me to get there, for me to get there, how can I get there? I'll get there by my expertise. If I show that I understand what it is to risk manage, I'm sure many people may reach out to me more. Okay, good. All right, so can I begin to talk about risk management? It's not official, it's in my personal life. But I'm not going to mention any company name and anything. I'm just going to speak to it like, I'm a risk, I'm conscious about risk. I help people understand risk, blah, 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 blah. And on the strength of that, I can say, okay, let me put up a calendar. Every month, I'll just talk about risk. Now, because it's risk you're talking about, your story has to be related. Then you ask yourself, is there any risk I've taken in my life before that anything that happened in that risk area? You connect it, okay, for example, I took a risk or this risk happened, that becomes your story in some of the segments, all right? And for each segment, you should have 1 or 2 stories. If it's not your story, another person's story, you can say, I even read recently that a man beats the other person because you're talking risk. So that's why you need to get insurance or whatever. As you are doing those things, believe you me, over time, your bosses will begin to feel what you're doing. The industry will begin to see what you are doing. That's how some organization will reach out to you and say, would you want to become a senior manager here? You're already manager, come and become senior manager. It can help you move. So really, you can dimension it in any way, but start where you are and just tell the stories as best as you can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The mic is on. We are all muted. Question.
I have a question.
Questions, feedback. Okay.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aditola. You're looking gorgeous, Mrs. Vivian, and Mrs. Hannah as well. I love the outfits, looking amazing. Okay, so my question, is more about like the comment section, because I think it's all well and good to, tell your story or maybe talk about your industry, but How about when the comment section gets really heated? Maybe somebody does not agree with you and the person keeps going back and forth, and just kind of creating chaos, you know? How would you advise we react to situations like that?
Thank you. You know, that's why we have said develop a thick skin. One of the ladies I listened to a lot, she's a coach, and I listened to her. She told us a story, how some time ago she was pregnant, and she was putting up some content. It was a physical meeting, and then she wasn't looking great. She was pregnant, but she didn't want to miss the class. She still came. And then somebody in the room, one or two people went after her to say, why is she looking grumpy and looking like, she wasn't, normally she would make up and everything. She wasn't. And she said, right there in the room, a few people, we started by one person trying to counter whoever wrote what, to say, what's your stress? Is it the body you came to look at, the face, or what content she had to deliver to us? And another one came and said, you are not even thinking. Can you imagine that she's pregnant, and even under the pregnancy, you don't know whether she has even vomited this morning, and it went that way. But she said the challenge was that, just to reiterate your point, the content, the responses about that issue now became so voluminous that if anybody clicks on her site, those are the things that started coming, much more. What did she have to do? She said she had to shut down that, she closed it up. She said because it was just doing too much, because anybody who comes, the content, there's a way that the internet does, it will accumulate. When you have some comments, what's the terminology for it? Anyway, there's a way to accumulate the content and the topic. If there are topics and issues that are most commented, they will come to the top. So it became an issue for her. Though she liked the fact that people came in and fought those people tried to come against her, but notwithstanding, it became an issue. So while you do all of this, yes, you may have such. Sometimes you may have advocates in the group, but you need maturity to manage that. There are some times you have to keep quiet. Sometimes in reputation management, in PR, we say silence is an answer sometimes. Once you keep quiet, you're not saying anything and all of that goes. Sometimes you may need to make an apology. In fact, you took the ship out of my sail. The only question I was going to ask us was to say, okay, if you're not asking question, you people answer me. How would you repair a damaged brand? What would you do if a brand you made a mistake, there was a damage, you did something, and maybe you are like somebody, people are following you and all of that, they now caught you, you did something wrong in public, right? And then they put it online and you began to generate negative vibes. What would you do? How do you deal with that? Which is similar to the point you made, So you must admit where you have to admit. Sometimes silence may work. Sometimes you may have advocates to speak for you and on your behalf. Are you with me? But authentic people are authentic. They are not, it's not difficult for them to say, I apologize. That was an error, if it's an error. And if it's true, they say it's true, people will believe them to say it's true, okay? But they shouldn't distract us. And that's why we say, this game, don't be distracted. Thank you very much. All right, I think I was seeing a hand up. I think my sister.
Yes, yes, let's hear you.
Yes. Good evening, Ma. Thank you for that lovely presentation. I was going to answer your question. I was going to answer your question, but you answered it. You asked that what happens if there's a negative, there's a crisis, and how do you cope with that? How do you attend to that? And I was going to say, whoever is going to speak for you, or if you're going to speak for yourself, it's important that you take responsibility. If there's an error, and you be truthful, and then you apologize. After that, then you can write about how you want to make amends or improve, mitigate the damage that is being done. There's no point denying it or being dishonest. That's the way to go down fast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very well.
Thank you very much. Just to add to that, we have an example which Ibukun Awoshika went through something similar, and she was able, to come out of this successfully. through use of advocacy, all our mentees came out strong on all social media platform, and started saying a lot of things about her, her values, what she stood for, so many things. And she's still flying now. So I think the power of advocacy, it's also very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Yeah, without further ado, it's time for us to get feedback. Esther, please post the event survey for us to get feedback from our audience, to enable us to plan for future programs and to know what for the things that we're doing that stood out for you, and to encourage us to continue in that line. Thank you so much. This section has been very impactful for me. I'm so grateful to God to be here, and may God bless Madam Anna for her wisdom. Thank you. As the post service is going up, thank you. It's coming up well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I could see the comments coming in. I could come in. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. It's good to know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. At this point, I would like to call on our president to give us, to give our guest speaker an appreciation and presentation of the plaque to our guest speaker. Coach Lola, over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my word. That was a session and a half. That was a session and a half. Oh my goodness. So much content, so much value. I tell you people, you know, what she has given us today, if you had to go, and I know if you had to pay for that, it would be a lot of money. So I just want to first of all, thank you, Ma. Thank you for adding so much value to us. Thank you for bringing it, keeping it real, being very authentic, original, to the point, on point. Oh my goodness. I think everybody here today has, I have my notepad so full here, so many points, and I'm just going to, what I'm going to act on, what I'm going to change, what I'm going to teach. Thank you so much. And I know a lot of us have, you know, we saw all the comments in the chat box, what everybody's taken away. So much enlightenment, so much understanding, so much nuggets, you know, of gold. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for honoring the invitation. Thank you, because this is so much time. You know, time is money. That is what people say. So being here and doing it so willingly, lovingly, we really appreciate you. We appreciate your support to this foundation. We appreciate you. Every time we call on you, you're always there. God bless you. God increase you. God enlarge your coast. God beautify you. And God expand your brand beyond measure in the mighty name of Jesus. We thank you. And so without further ado, I just, in show of gratitude, I've said it all, but in show of gratitude, we want to present you this beautiful plaque, which will be in your hands very, very soon. So yes, there it is. There it is. Thank you so, so much. We are so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you so much, Coach Lola. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your energy. I really love your energy and the passion that you bring.
Thank you, everyone. So I can sign out, right?
Yes, thank you.
Thank
The closing
you.
remark
Love
by
you.
the chairman, Doctor. Thank you.
Not
Thank
yet.
you.
Not
Loving
yet.
you.
Not yet.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you. Closing remark by our chairman, Dr. Mrs. Babington-Ashaye. Babington.
Awesome presentation. Oh, that was why I said she shouldn't leave. Yes, she should please wait. Ooh. Anna has done what she knows how to do best. Energy, a lot of energy. Thank you so much, even though she's not here. She's my good sister. We've come a long, long way. Thank you very much. I call her Madam Anna. Thank you so much. She's a firebrand, professionally, spiritually, in every area. Thank you for creating the time, to share with us this evening. Closing remark. For me, as I said earlier, we have the responsibility to build our brand. Our brand is our identity. What people say about us when we are not in the room is our brand. She's energetic. She's very strict. She's a go-getter. Give her anything, she will do it. That is our identity, both positive and negative. How can we position the positive aspect of our brand in such a way that it will be a blessing to others? That is, the core of our discussion this evening. I'm sure there's been a lot of business takeaway for each and every one of us. We need to build our brand for opportunities. We need to build our brand in the profession we belong to so that people, can see us and reckon with us. Of course, a lot of opportunities will come out from this. As she also mentioned, there is also a downside of it. We have to do this, prayerfully, because when you have a very big brand and something untoward happen, how do you navigate that? Okay? But that doesn't stop us from building a good brand for ourselves, for our company, and for our community. On this note, I want to thank each and every one of you for creating the time, all the mentees here present today, mentors, our alumni are also here. I can see a lot of them online. Some of my friends are also here. Mrs. Shade Fari, I see you. Thank you for creating the time. Mrs. Olubumila, wow. Thank you also for coming. Thank you so much. I'm sure you've all learned quite a lot today. Thank you all for creating the time. And we look forward, to another quarterly event, towards the end of the year. Thank you very much. And also to our dear president, Coach Lola. Yeah. Coach Lola, thank you very much. You're doing very well. You've repositioned the brand of this foundation, I must say. Thank you for your efforts, and the Lord will reward you.